My name is Dids MacDonald and I'm the Chief Executive of Anti-Copying in Design. I'm here today on World Intellectual Property Day 2021 with the Shadow Secretary of State for International Trade, Emily Thornberry. Why are IP rights, and in particular design, so important to the UK's growth strategy as we emerge post-pandemic?
As people come out of their homes and are able to speak to one another again, I think it will be an enormously creative time. And I think that we will begin to see Britain, as it comes out of the chrysalis, at its best.
Nick, do you think that UK designers are supported enough by government and policymakers?
Sadly, not, Dids. Others in the intellectual property world refer to designs as the Cinderella right or the poor cousin in the intellectual property rights family, or even the unloved child.
The system currently favours the performing arts or those very large companies that can afford the patent fees. In the contract furniture market, there's a great deal of flagrant copying of our furniture designs, with perpetrators knowing full well that they effectively face no sanction.
We have had copies coming in from all over the world. I mean, it's an absolute flipping minefield. And I have to say that by and large, the protection isn't there.
I find it really offensive when people say to me, you should be flattered that you were copied. No one would say that to a band if their songs were ripped off.
No one can explain to me why someone who writes a song or writes a book, why they should be treated any differently to another creator who creates a design as something in 3 dimensions.
The playing field is completely uneven, and solo designers, micro businesses and SMEs are usually in a David and Goliath situation because of the costs and time issues involved with access to litigation.
If a big brand produces something that's so similar to another designer's work that thousands of people on social media can't tell the difference between the two, the law has to step in and protect you.
Because the product that they copy looks like ours, but usually has been had minor design details amended to make it cheaper to produce and is manufactured to a lower standard.
What we need to be careful about is to make sure that people have their intellectual property rights protected and that they're not taken advantage of, particularly smaller businesses and self-employed people.
When you actually come to accuse a brand of IP theft, their answer is always, we can see why you're upset, but it's a total fluke they look so similar. And then they throw a whole load of artwork at you to prove that their designer came up with your design completely independently.
Date and log everything that you have so that you can show and prove that the designs are yours.
And when people get too close to copying your overall impression of the design you've registered, you then have a vital certificate to prove your originality.
It's best to distance yourself by documenting all your creative work thoroughly, and don't share your ideas with outsiders, at least until they're in production.
We have a message on our website that states that we will pursue anybody if we believe that our designs have been used elsewhere.
You've got the brand protection, which is really important to defend your trademark. However, it's also useful for when you're trading internationally on platforms like Amazon.
If you are uploading or sharing online, make sure that you use copyright within the metadata of the digital file.
The government has to change the perception of how people value creative ideas in fashion.
The UK government are negotiating new trade deals, so ensuring a level playing field for IP and design is what is paramount.
But we would love, globally, UK, Europe, to have more support and protection for all the thought and ideas that go into our products.
Design IP is such a complex area of law, and there are so many differences in both term and protection. It's a minefield for designers to get adequate protection.
As we always need to do in politics, is listen to people and learn from them, find out what it is that is required and what is necessary and what the threats, the challenges, but make sure that we're looking after our people.
We need to be as powerful a lobby as, for example, the music industry.
We know that you're there. We appreciate the work that you do. We need to make sure that we protect the best of us and we promote the best of us. And that's what intellectual property is about.